The realest, best podcast in the game.
But then I was like, that's true. Yeah. So, I guess maybe. In the if it becomes a topic of conversation, and then I get uncomfortable, then yeah, it's my fault. But like if I just say that.
Interesting.
I heard the funniest thing from Theo Vaughn in like just a passing clip at work today.
Who?
Theo Vaughn.
He's a white comedian. He has a mullet.
And,
Oh, I
he's
think I know
very
what you're talking
hilarious.
about. Okay.
He was talking to one of the guys. Was he in The Hangover? I can't remember who it was, but it is a famous white actor that I just don't remember the name of. And
You don't remember anything he's in either?
not off the top of my head, and like definitively, like I would have to think for a minute to be like, was he in that? Because he's one of those white actors. Like he's in stuff that's like in the vein of like The Hangover or like.
So he's in a comedy movie?
Yeah, but like, what's the other one with Jamie Foxx and the Bad Bosses? Is it Bad Boss? Horrible Bosses, yeah. Like, stuff like that. But like, I can't remember which of those movies specifically. It was just a group of white guys, and he was one of the 4 or 5, and I can't remember the gist of it. But Theo Vaughn was talking to him, and he was like, I done had some moonshine. I ain't had the full one. I had Crescent. I done had half, but not the full one. And then like, I couldn't even finish the rest of the clip because we had to go somewhere. But that was that had me roll.
That is pretty funny.
Crescent.
And he definitely said it funnier than I just said it. But do you like Mark McCormick? You don't know by name? He is a comedian, and he has the like most white guy delivery there is. It's just like, so I was doing this today, and then this happened, and then it's like. It's hilarious though. Like he's perfected.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, bro. I might have seen him somewhere, but I don't know who that is by name.
I saw a clip.
And if I don't know someone by name, then I probably don't like them because
I feel you.
I be knowing everybody.
Yeah. But I feel like if you probably don't know he exists because
probably
algorithm. I don't know. But
old white man
that's probably not him at all. But yeah, for sure, he definitely is hilarious. There was a clip of him. He was talking to the audience about Andrew Tate. He was like, what should I know about the guy? Like, I hear about him. Like, what should I know about him? One guy yells, I think he hates women. And then literally as he's finishing that, a lady's like, I like him. No, she was like, he's great. And he was like, oh, he hates women. Oh, you like him. It was just like, it was funny.
That's funny. You randomly talking about comedy is actually funny because I in light of a thread that I saw literally like within the last 2 hours, I wanted to ask you guys a question because the thread really made me realize that this was a question that I've always felt like it was a really good debate, and this person to me ends the debate of it because I think they're so clearly the right answer. And so the question is based solely off of their social media based work, who's like the GOAT IG comedian. And the thread was, it literally started with the dude being like, what's your favorite Druski video? And I'm already someone who knows how deep his catalog is because I've been following him for like 4 or 5 years now. But going through just rapid fire, seeing so many people post so many different types of videos from so many different eras, and they all still holding up and hitting, I really think he solidified that he's the GOAT.
I'm gonna be honest. Like the journey that he has had to reach where he name another internet comedian that is in a Drake video besides Shiggy.
Yeah, I think it's just Shiggy.
And Shiggy is if we're talking one of the two, Shiggy like could have been where Druski was if he grew in some way, shape, or form.
But Shiggy wasn't as funny though.
He was.
I think Shiggy.
He had his
and I
at his height.
I saw him dancing more than I saw him doing anything else.
Well, that's how he blew up. I was a Shiggy fan for years, and I still follow Shiggy, and he does like every once in a while still put out a video that I think is really funny. But I think he didn't really like capitalize on the momentum the way that a lot of other people have.
I think a lot of the beginning of his momentum came with Vine. Like for a good minute, like I don't want to say a good minute, like the tail end of Vine is like kind of how he.
But there are a lot of people I feel like who like we really first got introduced to in the Vine or end of Vine era, who evolved with Instagram and took like we first met Desi on Vine. We first met DC on Katie. Like there's so many people, but like
I don't think really people talk about her anymore. But Wolf Tyler, she got like
is she a comedian anymore? Is she
nah,
just
she's
like
not a comedian. She's just like she's a
Yeah.
full-on musician, but like she has her stardom.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Katie.
Yeah, she's definitely.
Wolf Tyler's unfortunately in the conversation for like GOAT Vine comedian, but I think that conversation's too like
that's too ambiguous.
It's too ambiguous because it was too short.
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
like,
Vine was
you're
way
judging
too
everybody off
skewed.
Literally 6 seconds.
Yeah,
Like there wasn't I don't think like timelines were like the same, you know? Like
on Vine.
yeah, for the most part, like
I don't even really remember how the timeline
I
worked.
really
like,
have
so
no
long.
clue. Like, I don't know if it was like TikTok or it was like Taylor.
it was something like that. It was a
Like-
swipe type of situation.
I think it was.
I know it was a swipe. Yeah.
I don't remember how the interactions went because I do remember like going from Vine to Vine, but I don't remember the direction I was moving and how it moved on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because I know
I
it wasn't
don't.
swiping like right and left, but
It's
I
been a
know
minute.
it was scrolling, but not like how our timelines are now. Like it was the video and then like a white bar at the bottom, and then for the most part, and then like it developed from there, and it's like that'd be
That was
crazy.
A long time ago.
Yeah,
Mine
it
was
was
a
a
long
long
time
time
ago.
ago.
I don't even remember what mine looked like. I just remember it being green. But yeah,
He's not really a comedian, but the first person that popped in my head was Lil Boosie.
Lil Boosie.
I don't know he's not a
He's
comedian,
up there
but
as
he's
far as
funny,
an IG
like,
personality.
he's
He's funny.
crazy.
Bro,
But-
how far he has came. Really, you can't even call it an IG personality. It's just his
He's
personality.
Well, no, yeah,
He's
for
now
sure.
figured
but
out how
like,
to
he's
use
but like-
all
Instagram.
over social
Yeah.
media
Just-
all the time.
But like how
Uses
far
his
he's came
Yeah.
is so funny. Remember when he got out of jail? They was like, "We finna take a selfie." He was like, "What that is?"
Yeah.
And it like, I want somebody to put a video side by side that with butcher. I feel like that would be the funniest video ever.
he has evolved like just as a user of social media. Boosie's hilarious. So somebody else who like people were paying attention to how hilarious they were, but then they stopped. But I still follow him solely off of how hilarious he is. Plies.
Bro,
He needs help.
bro.
He literally
Like,
needs help.
He
No.
really need help, bro. He say things that don't make no. Did y'all see his birthday cake this year?
No.
It was literally a vagina.
I was about to ask you, was it
He
genitalia?
is-
And
you
I
are
was
like
too old.
hyper realistic,
Yo.
real deal
Coochie.
coochie.
I'm not eating that. I'm not eating
And he
that.
was he had so much pride and joy
Of
showing
course
us.
he did.
I was like,
I'm not surprised.
That's
it had a gloss to
nah.
it all the time.
Nah.
I'm not
They
playing,
put
yo. Like,
they put a sauce on the that's
bro,
wild.
he was so proud. I was like, yo,
He
this
probably
man
paid a
is
lot of
fun.
money for that
He
cake.
did. I know he did.
paid a wild
Yeah.
amount of money. We as a people had to stop saying no to each other. Like we do. I don't care how big the bag is, bro. Like really, dog.
But
Like
there's-
come on, you gotta look these people dead in their face. I'm not doing that.
There's somebody in like
Nah.
the hood of like Facebook who's did the same thing.
For sure.
Yes.
But still,
they're
she
getting their cake
on her
made-
level too.
No, she need that money.
I'm saying like it
So she
depends
does-
on how much, you know what I'm saying, she can charge it. If they offer her a price, she should say no, pay this, and they say I ain't mad at you. Go ahead, get your bag. But just know
Because how many
you
people
out
you know
here.
can make a coochie cake?
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay.
I feel like Gordon Ramsay could make a lot of food look like genitalia if he really wanted
He
to.
probably.
That's wild.
I'm just saying, the man's a master with food.
Yeah.
He is. That is
I
his
don't know.
job.
And then he'd probably make it look like a white coochie.
He would.
Yeah.
He definitely would. So it probably wouldn't be. Yeah. There's pancake molds of the same situation.
Yeah.
I don't remember where or
I mean, you
why.
can just order them on Amazon. Like they're
They got everything.
very readily accessible.
There's a problem in America. Well, it ain't
It's
just
been a problem.
But like, what's going on? Everything is just so.
It was saying that. Y'all seen the tweet? There's like, is America the only country with studs?
Yes.
That tweet is hilarious,
bruh. I had to
started thinking.
Why are you even thinking about
this?
this?
It's probably on like a handful of countries with studs.
Yeah,
England,
it's
maybe Spain,
studs out here.
maybe
I
Japan.
can't imagine a Spanish stud. I'm sorry.
I've seen a few.
I don't see it.
Go to Meadow Creek and walk the halls.
But they from here though.
Yeah,
true.
It's different
true.
when you're from the soils.
I feel the Europeans ain't really going for that.
Man, Europeans are doing a lot more than just that. The Europeans are having fun with their neighbors' animals.
What?
Yeah, nah, that's
Which
That's
Europeans
so
you
far.
know?
That's a big gap between stud and bestiality.
That is such a large
It
gap.
is a large gap, but that's
There's so many roads.
I'm saying, she was saying, but she
There's
said,
so
I don't
many
feel like,
chickens.
you know what I'm saying, like they going for that. I'm saying they going for that. They going for that. They going for that.
But you know what? It may be one of those apples to oranges things.
Yeah.
Because I literally just seen a furry. But I was in the replies to that, someone who like was explaining how what that person isn't a furry, it's this other word that starts with TH, and they were like, I'm a furry, and I'm explaining the difference between what we do and what they do. They're like another level, and they was like, most furries like don't
go out in public.
don't think and feel the way that they do about their body and their relationship with the animal or whatever, and they was like creating this delineation, and then someone's reply was just like, this came off a little aggressive, like, like y'all got beef.
Nah.
And so maybe just in their mind,
I ain't gonna lie, neighbors in the community low key be having beef. They be like, stop confusing me with them. We not them. And then they get to talk about how they're different, and then it turn into hate. Like they just start slurring each other. It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Somalians, Eritreans, and Ethiopians. To everybody else, geographically, literally, all of your countries touch. So y'all look like, to us, y'all look alike. I understand to each other, you can tell the minor discrepancies in, facial structure and geographical region. But we ain't all got that training. So
and that's why you don't say what they are. You just
ask. Yes,
Yeah.
I've learned. You know what I'm saying? I actually never accused. Like I never said or like assumed. I should say. Well, look. If I heard that, I know. You feel me? If I heard that, buddy got a. I'm sorry, but if I say that at all, I know. It's usually, are you Eritrean or Ethiopian? But I have a lot of friends that are Eritrean that I thought was Ethiopian, but then they get to
There's a lot of them in Gwinnett.
Really?
Yes, they are, and they all know each other.
Yeah.
The community is strong.
It's a community, yeah.
They the Habesha, I rock with them, and it'd be messing with me when like I'll like have a friend on Instagram, and then like they'll be out at like a wedding or like church or something, or what they call church, and I'll see somebody that I've met either through you or like through somewhere else in DeKalb, and I'm like, how do y'all know each other? Why are y'all in the same vicinity? I ain't never even seen y'all together like I ain't never seen y'all frequent the same places.
I had a moment like that on Instagram either today or yesterday. Someone that went to my high school, she's 2 years younger than me. She posted pictures of her from HU's homecoming because that's her alma mater. And
shout out to her.
Somebody else that I know, I met through someone else that goes to my school, but because they went to UGA, and then was reintroduced to by like accident through you, because we went to something that she was at, and we were like, I know you. And she commented on her picture like hard eyes, like, oh, you killed. I'm like, how do you even know her? Like, why did we y'all
Georgia
even?
is small though. It's especially
it's
after
not
college.
Georgia.
It's not Georgia. Georgia is pretty big. It's Metro Atlanta. Metro Atlanta is not big at all, if we thinking about it. An hour to 2 hour drive from the furthest county to the furthest county is not a very far distance.
There's only so many colleges people gonna pick from.
Only so many colleges, only so many interstates, only so many like bars and clubs and holes in the walls and speakeasies that people know about. And you know what I'm saying? The city been burnt out for a minute.
There ain't no more prohibition. There ain't no speakeasies.
We do got speakeasies. Not real.
They are appropriating.
Yes, they are.
You probably right.
They want to be a speakeasy.
Yeah, but I mean, don't you want to go to a renovated speakeasy?
Boo.
You wanna go back to creeping times, my G?
If I'm gonna live it,
I want to go back to
if I'm
slide.
not, then I'm not.
Oh
you
my
back down the wall through the alley, knock 6 times, and then put your leg
First
up.
of all,
to
they
get the
wasn't letting
signal.
us do none of that.
Oh, yeah.
We was doing all that just for them to open the door. Muli Moreno. I just want to drink, bro. I had a rough day at the same factory as everyone else in there.
Right, you look down the block, you see the ones that told you to go up there laughing and whatnot, like, yo, why y'all do this to me? That is hilarious. Y'all know we have an Italian, or you don't? You're not coming. I forgot. You know we're having Italian for Sunday. I didn't know that.
Italian food?
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
I just knew it was food.
That's nice.
I didn't even know that. Even though there always is, I always forget. I
Yeah.
just was gonna show up and be like, I rock with Jesus, and then leave.
That's really all you gotta do.
So, are we all in consensus that Druski is the GOAT IG comedian?
He is the GOAT.
As far as
he is the GOAT.
I could like break it down to like 4 main categories: longevity, creativity, of course. What is the what is the word I'm looking for to like describe how like compatible it is to real life?
Accuracy?
Yes, accuracy. Let's say accuracy. And this is another definition I might need help with. Or another word I might need help with.
Lord Jesus, you got one word out.
Hey, I know what I'm saying. You feel me? But it's like 3. There's 3 categories. These 3 categories are he checks all the boxes. 10 out of 10.
He do.
Yeah.
He do.
Because he has.
I also think he's objectively and this kind of goes with creativity, but I just think he's objectively the most versatile.
Yeah.
Like
he's lived a large walk of life.
Literally,
Yes.
From like watching my football coaches to meeting frat boys at Georgia Southern.
like most of these dudes can't do Kyle Rauger and Woodja,
Bro,
nonetheless, and then Bubba Joe, then the ratchet girl with the hair as a pair of shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Then like they just can't do the hood dude. Like he hits so many, and he really don't miss.
He don't.
Even if it's a video that you like feel like this isn't as funny, you can't ever argue the accuracy.
Yes.
Like
It's
he's
always
literally
spot on.
reflecting real
Yeah.
life 100%. Like
life every time.
yeah,
So yes,
special
Druski
generational
go.
talent.
What is y'all favorite Druski video?
Going through
I have time.
going through
I'm having 3-way time.
going through it like the thread. I responded to the thread before I went through it because I knew I would go through it and then I'd be like,
I forgot about this one.
The one that's always just my first instinct because I just feel like, man, it couldn't have been any better. Is the insecure boyfriend at the girlfriend's birthday dinner? Like when Ben walks in, just the way she Ben. Oh nah,
his face right,
bro.
He get to toss the bell.
He making every face like. And again, like, I understand every single person's point of view.
He was a great actor.
Like, I understand every point of view in that video so well with real life experience. It's just like, nah, bro, he's firing on all cylinders. I love when he comes out of prison Muslim and he come back and they try to like, oh, let's get on these women. You got a perk. All I got is my mind, brother. What? You shut up that daycare, like, yo, that one's crazy, amazing. One that I always would bring up to people, but it's been so long that I forgot it. But the thread reminded me the Novizion video when he shoots himself.
Yeah. The chick gonna be behind me. The chick gonna be behind me. Do it.
He said it with a person. Oh, fans did a sweep. I knew they would come out. I had a year better than on top, bro. What are you talking about? You are blind. You are not trapping.
Oh my gosh, that was
He
great.
said, the Crips, everybody. I'm gonna let it off. I've been waiting to hit me, nigga.
Oh, me, that was hilarious.
How in the world is your thumb on the trigger and you don't know it's backwards, bro? Like,
Oh my god.
that video there. Yeah, those three, like, stay in my... And there's probably others that, like, I
There's
know
so
I
many,
love
yeah.
to that type of
Mine.
degree, but those three, every time I see them, they will produce real laughter. Like, no matter how many times I done seen them.
For me, you said the insecure boyfriend. Definitely, only because like it's so like I still remember this one to this day. The first ever like youth football coach one where he walked up to my little homie. He was like, "How old you in?" He like 16. And he was like, there was that one, like really there was a few of the football ones that like really hit home because you know I lived that, you know what I'm saying? That one, the coach one, and the teen mom one, that one used to have me dying.
Yeah,
but
legendary.
I don't know if you remember this one, but do you remember the one where he was like in New York and he was hollering at a girl?
Yes,
He was like,
I love
that's a man.
Yo,
That's a dude.
He said, that's just the camel tone. You wouldn't have to be a man, would you? You wouldn't try me like that. Yeah, I play both sides of the ball.
I'm dead.
Bruh, that one.
Which is my favorite character of his. Like,
For sure, yeah. Which is
he's just top tier ignorant.
Top
Not
tier.
his shoe.
Right.
I say that all the time and people don't know what I be quoting.
Bruh.
Not his shoe. Oh God, that man is hilarious.
The one where like they was joking on him and he pulled a gun out. He's like, "What's funny now? Say it now."
On Crip, say it again. I bet you won't say that joke again.
Bro,
Alright, bro.
that, oh my God, I know so many people like that.
Facts.
We just didn't have guns at the time. We was joking.
But they was ready to hit.
Boy,
Like,
if he had a knife, you would have stabbed us.
come on, bro. Calm down.
Relax.
That
I mean, it was all warranted, but you know when they be hitting, you know what I'm saying? Like
can't feelings is
the
the
third
main
one always stay. The third one, like when you laughing, and then somebody say something, that second one hit, and you get the rocket some more. But the last one was like, but nah. And that one, yeah, he was sick. Boy, we started a pep rally. We got him running. Nah, it was over.
Sleep. Another
He
one I
was
really
sick.
loved. It was like right when Corona first started. And he was like being a white boy. He was like how like this girl gave him mono or whatever. So then
I think I remember that one.
he out in the street and one of the dudes is like on the balcony of his apartment. He's like, dude, Corona is. He's like, Corona doesn't affect me, fam. I'm a Steve. Like, I smash chicks. Like, whatever. Well, I got mono. Like, basically impervious. Like, what? Corona doesn't affect me, fam. Like.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
What are you talking about?
I feel like,
man.
how do you what is mono? Any like nodules on your?
What is it on the medical level? I don't know. I just know it's the
Maybe
kissing
acting like they go
disease.
crazy.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
like,
Like, I
I
know you
don't-
get
I
it
don't
from
know.
kissing.
I know you can, like, it really does get you sick.
Yeah,
But, like,
They
you
say
can't
it's
die.
bad. They say it's bad.
I heard like I know mono like can really get bad, but like you get it from kissing a lot of different people in a short period of time.
But it's not just kissing though. It's like drinking off of somebody
Yeah.
else.
I think you just.
swallowing some
yeah,
But I
yeah,
think I don't even think it has to do with frequency. I just think you have to do it to someone who has
Has
mono.
mono.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I've never known is what's the difference between mono and strep. Because I've had
Mono
strep
seem more
before.
severe.
Really? Okay.
At least that's how they made it sound.
I've
Like,
had strep, and when I had strep, I was down and out for the count. Oh,
Yeah.
it was
Maybe
literally
once
the
a virus
greatest.
was a
That
disease.
pill is not mono.
I know it's not. I want to know what the difference is. Because all I know is that they're both orally based. Like, as
Yeah.
far as how they affect you. I know you get them differently, but, like,
Right.
once you have it, like,
know.
what is the two doing differently to your body? You
Maybe
know?
they're like a different class of family scientifically.
Probably.
You know, bacterial wise, you know, they got a whole bunch of different types of stuff. Apparently, it's a whole different world under the world we got in the multiverse.
The multiverse. You're talking about quantum, man. We're back.
We back.
My name depends on who you ask. My mom, Emmanuel. The streets, St. Even.
I thought you were going to say something.
You, God's favorite.
Hi everybody, it's Ashton.
What's poppin'? It's your boy. My name is Andrew.
That's it. That's the episode. You know, there's a lot going on in the world. So much going on in the world,
bro,
that I almost like I'm paying less attention now than I've ever been.
I am.
Just because I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm falling into like the adult cycle of just go to work, come home, go to sleep, wake up, go to work.
Yeah,
And
very mundane.
when I'm at work, like at my job, we have the news on the TV, and it's like it's defaulted to the news, and the only person who ever changes the channel is me. Now, granted, I do change the channel majority of the time. I have on SVU, Catfish, something I really want to see.
Right.
But sometimes when I don't care, today being one of those days, I just leave it on the news all day. And it's just funny to see what is classified as news when you watch an entire day's worth of news. Because quite literally today, CNN did a segment on the St. Louis shooting. Right after did a segment on Kanye. Right after did a segment on Prince Harry's memoir coming out in January. Then right after did a segment on the Russian-Ukrainian war. And I just said, how are all of these things prioritized the same? Why are
and why were
some of these are real news?
Shuffles up. You know what I'm saying? Why are you shuffling up the Prince's memoir in between war and what was right?
I mean, well, okay. As somebody who actually
Kanye.
has a background in news, you do have to have like a little break. They're not gonna give you like boom after boom after boom after boom.
And I feel that. I just feel like
psychologically
the prioritization of these things is wild to me. Like when I was watching the school shooting segment, I'm just like, this is news in my deep in my brain. And then they started talking about Kanye, and I was like, this is the Shade Room.
Exactly.
Not to CNN.
And then I was
CNN
like,
don't do everything.
True.
this is those magazines that are in the grocery store.
Right.
Like Prince Harry bears it all. And then I was like, this is news again. More bombs. And I just felt like, why is my brain doing this?
There's different niches though. People are gonna watch that stuff.
Niche. It's
People
the
want
news.
to know that stuff.
Why are we serving niches?
Everybody's talking about Kanye. Everybody's talking about Prince Harry's novel.
I get that. And my point.
I haven't seen it on my Instagram.
Well, you
You
know
know
what?
what? I ain't seen
all
that
day.
one thing about Prince Harry dropping a book. I ain't even know.
Really?
I have.
I keep seeing it.
Not on Twitter, but on TikTok. A lot of TikTokers are talking
I
about
saw
it.
it.
My TikTok is primarily, I'd rather not say what I'm playing. It's just, I don't get anything about that. Like, I haven't seen anything about it recently.
My For You page is becoming weird. Maybe it's because I've started posting more, but they keep showing me like people whose like videos like don't have a lot of likes or like don't have a lot of followers, and I guess they're like, hey, here's some other people who are lame like you. But I just be like,
No, my puppy is like that too.
I be thinking
it's
there's
happened
so
a lot more
like
frequently, yeah.
I'll tap something because the way I'm really bad at accidentally refreshing my TikTok or closing out of the app while I'm watching a TikTok, and then it'll come back and it'll automatically be refreshed. So to make sure I don't ever lose TikToks, I like a video the moment I get to it. And then if I don't like it, I'll unlike it.
Yeah.
And so I'll like something, and then it's this dude rapping, and he sucks. I'm like, I already like this, and you definitely saw the notification because you don't get me. So I'll leave it there, but this sucks. And then I just like, and it just be like that a lot now.
Yo, Emmanuel, has anybody ever like found out you did music and then started acting weird because they do music too?
Not recently, but in high school a lot.
Okay.
So this is this guy I work with. He's a nice dude. One of the nicest people. In fact, he's very much too nice. Because all of us, he says hi to us like multiple times a day. Like whenever he sees us. He says, hey man, what's up, how you doing? Like as an introduction. Like it's, it should be the first time you see me in the warehouse. Hey, what's up, how you doing? And then from then on, it's just like small talk, you know what I'm saying? We have already greeted each other, but he continues to greet. So I don't have a problem with it, not enough to be like, you're weird, but like, it's just, that's strange to me. But
I mean,
he's a very nice individual. And one day I remember, we were talking about music, and I remember we were leaving the dock, and the dock is about 4 feet high. So standing next to it, it comes up to like here, you feel me? So they're standing up there, and I had hopped down to lift up the gate that we, drop stuff and pick stuff up with on the truck to close it. And I'm standing down there with my coworker Dimitri, and he's up there with another one of our coworkers. And I remember he walked up. I figured I didn't ask because I didn't want to know. But I figured he walked up playing his music to see if I would ask, "Hey, is that your music?" And I didn't want to engage in that conversation because we had to leave. And he has multiple times like tried to like pry me to do stuff. Not pry me, but like I remember one time I had made a beat on my lunch break, and like I was just listening to it in the truck as I was driving back, and I hopped out to put whatever I was putting on the truck, and I was like, "Hey, I just made this beat." And he was like, "For sure, I'm gonna listen to it." And he listened to it, and when I got back over to the truck, he's like, "Yo, you want to freestyle? This is hard." I was like, "Yeah, but not right now. I gotta drive away. Like I have to go take what I just put on the truck to campus. Then it never is gonna happen." But you know, he's a good dude, and the only reason I brought the story up is because he said you was watching TikTok and he started rapping and he wasn't good. Like I haven't heard anything from him, but I was going through stories and he had popped up and he was like, "Yo, he's finna freestyle." So I was like, "That means what I'm saying. Listen to what you got." Mm-hmm. He said like 3 words and I was like, "No." It wasn't 3 words. It wasn't 3. It was a full bar.
I'm about to say
it was a full bar. I let him get the whole bar out.
Lose somebody in 3 words.
Yeah, I let him get the whole bar out, but I could tell by his cadence. I was like, I'm not gonna like this, so I just kind of kept going.
Speaking of niggas rapping, this is so random. I have an ex-boyfriend from like 5 years ago, right? From when I was like 19. I have not talked to him since like 2018.
That was 5 years ago?
Yes.
Dude, is it the one that was at your house, that one birthday party?
No. I've not talked to him in years, but he randomly, like maybe like a month ago, sent me a song that he made. Don't know why, but he emailed it to me.
So it's unreleased.
I don't know.
Was it an audio file?
Exclusive.
Yes.
It was not released.
Exclusive alert.
Cause I'm like, he's blocked. He can't text me. He can't give me. So he emails me the song.
As he should.
And he used to like freestyle when we were younger, like when I dated him. But I'm like, nigga, are you really still trying to do this? Like it's been a long time. So I'm like, let me just listen to a little bit of the song and see what he says. And fast forward, all I hear is, "I'm not homophobic, but you niggas gay and I don't rock that."
Hey, stop. That's a bar. That's a bar. That's a bar.
I said, "Huh?" And I turned off so fast. I'm like, niggas are wild out here.
What?
Anybody setting up
he thought he was Central C. He said, "I'm not homophobic." Why is that the bar?
Yo, anybody setting up a punchline with "I'm not homophobic."
It's homophobic. I'm sorry. Like, you need to
That's
shut up.
crazy.
No.
That's hilarious.
So now he blocked on the email too?
Yeah.
So wait, so the song's not about you? I thought I definitely thought that's where the story was going.
Because I'm like, that's the only thing that would make sense. Why are
So
you
he just
sending
sent
this a random song
Nah,
to just me, not even to like a group of people? He sent it to me specifically.
Maybe he
And I was
BCC'd
like,
everybody else, so you can't see
maybe.
They tapped it.
But I
What?
Nah, that's
niggas be crazy out here.
He said if these flows don't get her back,
so I can post it and be like, "Yo, check this out, guys."
I'm sleep.
I will send it to a leaks page
Bro, what?
and see what happens. I'll bet you they'll listen to it. Nah, they'll ban me from whatever site it is. They're like, "Don't ever send us anything else ever again."
That's crazy.
It was
Matter of fact,
awful.
here, your computer's crashed. Shame on you. That is crazy.
I will say one thing. I was having this conversation the other day, and I was like, a gift and a curse to the music industry, but specifically to hip hop, is how like much easier it is to make music now. Because 30, 40 years ago, if you were a major label with all of the money in the world to get an artist and an engineer and whatever else is needed, to come into a studio and a session on analog and this and the third, it was a dub. And now you can literally make an album on your phone with nothing but the phone. So it's like, that's great because there's so many more people able to try to chase their dreams. But boy, is it cast the net a little too wide. Like we need like a system of like approval. Like when you sign up for like a DAW, they got to be like, send us a demo song first, and if you not fire, we're like rejecting this membership until you get good. And that's one thing I will say. When I was in high school, when dudes would rap and they'd suck, I used to always like not tell them, but I like tell my mom or my friends that I'd be like they need to stop, like they need to quit, because I just very much felt like if it's not for you, you shouldn't do it. But there are people who like start out sucking and they do eventually really get good.
But like,
And
how long do you wait to get good?
It's not that.
if it's truly your passion, then you never give up.
Yeah.
But a lot of these dudes that suck, it's not their passion. They're just
Yeah,
trying to
they
get
just
on,
be doing
and that's
stuff.
the problem.
Yeah.
It's like you don't. I've always felt like there's a few things you need to have. Either like the calling, which is like you have the talent and the gift, or like the fire. It needs to be your passion, and it
Yeah.
needs to be bigger than like glitz, glamour, or whatever the case. Like you need to, and not just for music, but really any type of entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
any type of art. Like at least one of two of those things. And I think the best that we get always have both and a healthy amount of both. But if you aren't in it for the passion and the love of making music and telling, whatever story or whatever the case may be, and you don't have the talent, you are wasting time. Because even if you make it, you're going to continue to suck and you're not going to love it. And the higher up you get, just the more difficult and complex and it becomes, because now you're in the record business and you're this one small piece in this very large machine that will replace and delegate and destroy you in any way it decides at any given moment. It doesn't even need an inspiration. Like I always talk to people, I always say like, and this is an example of someone who did have the talent, but just like, there's no way you could have told Fetty Wap summer 2016 that summer 2022 he'd be going to prison for 5 years because he went back to doing crime because he didn't have.
You going to jail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like there's no way you could have told, because he had one of the most nuclear summers to ever exist.
Yeah.
It's like, this not gonna stop. This not. What are you talking about?
What?
It stopped.
But not only did it stop,
Yeah.
but the kids didn't stop coming out of different women and the cores and the homies and the family, and you got all of these people that depend on you and need you, and the money, that money will slow up fast. You'd be like, what do you mean? Like just 8 months ago, I was making 10,000 a walkthrough, 20,000, 25,000 a walkthrough. Now a promoter look at you and be like, we can give you 1,200 for a full blown performance, or you can sit at home. Cause why would I get you when I could get Ice Spice? And he like, Ice Spice ain't make 6, 7, 9 and Trap Queen, and I'm like, you're right, she did it, but we don't care. Hang that up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally like was trying to like every year during a festival season, he would try to do as many festivals and eat up all festivals because nothing else was coming in.
Yeah.
He ended up going back to crime, and that ended up catching up. Now he got to serve 5.
That's sad.
And there's no way you could have. I would have been like, yeah, that dude's here to stay. What are you talking about? Like, you can't hit the scene and do this and not have that X factor that you need to make it.
But it's like, what happened?
As far as the music or all of the extracurricular?
No, as far as the music.
I don't know.
Just
I'm
knows?
so like as
I
quickly
don't
as he
know.
rose, he went back down.
I don't know.
Like
I almost feel like we a little complicit. I feel
Yeah.
like one day we all woke up and said, we ain't listen to that nigga no more. Like for no reason. I don't know what happened, bro. Like,
Real. The reason why I stopped listening to him, I don't know how real it was, or if that was what I heard, or if that's what he said. But there was what was I'm like, hey, she's fine. Wonder what was the name of that song?
I know what song it
ain't
is.
that the one with the numbers? I'm not.
Well, basically,
Like
at the
17,
begin- I don't know
Oh.
that
No,
song.
1738 is the label.
Yeah. In the beginning of that song, there's a very grunged up vocal sample right before the beats drop. And you can't, I don't know if it's the beat tag, I don't know what it is. But I remember my homie pointed out, all of us was hanging out one night and he was like, yo bro, listen to it. He says, I'm a devil worshiper. And I'm like,
What?
I don't think that's what he said.
Yeah,
bro.
that's 679.
Yeah, 679. And then
I do remember that video going around.
you know what I'm saying? And I played it back, and I heard it enough. But that was because he said it right then. So I'm like, I don't know, bro. I was like, but at that point in time, I wasn't really like trying to play with none of that anyway. So
Yeah.
because it wasn't like as confirmed as it was for me now. It was more so like if they like if you could point something out like that, I'm definitely not rocking with it. So that's kind of what it definitely was cold turkey for me. I
just remember when the Illuminati videos was booming on YouTube for all of the top, like when we was in middle school, early high school, and I was definitely the dude who'd watch the whole 18 minutes on why this person was the Illuminati. Didn't go watch their music video right after. I was like, you are not phasing me one bit. You're right, ooh, Triangle, Baphomet, it's suspicious.
Yeah.
Oh, the single, I don't even like this song, but she's getting a view from me now. What? Umbrella. I was not caring. And
because they did it to everybody.
I think one of the main reasons why I really was so jaded was just bro, if everybody in it, then who cares? I was just y'all saying everybody in it. Well, I was if they got Beyonce and Lady Gaga, it sounds like a cool club to be in. Sound like their recruiting team is phenomenal. They doing a bang up job. If they got Poker Face and Single Ladies on the same in the same vibe, they're going crazy over there. Get with the winning team. Stop making YouTube videos and make a song, and maybe you can join the rush.
Oh my god!
I was just
YouTube, bro. You know, YouTube really ain't got nothing to do with it because he's a Twitch streamer. I think I need to pray some more because I have actual hate in my heart towards Speed.
That's funny.
I sincerely don't like that guy.
I don't like him, but when I remembered he's 17, and I was just trust me, I wasn't that at 17. And I was just hopefully one day he'll be as disgusted with himself as I am now. And that's kind of
this is on the internet forever.
There's no nothing in me as a 15, 16, 17-year-old had me acting that way.
No, for sure.
In any in private, never.
He's definitely unhinged.
I have had anger issues since I was 5. I'd say probably, I don't know, a very long time. I have my fits in privacy, but they're never like that. And he does it it's. I know it's his act and it's his shtick, but bro, why are you screaming at the top of your lungs around 3 of the baddest women in the world? Stop. I don't. Okay, that's funny to your audience. Even if I came and was invited and he just was doing that and it was just a group of dudes, I'm just yo, shut up. You're way too loud. Stop.
I will say that I think I more have whereas I don't like Speed, I think I have more concern over the people he does what he does for that find that behavior comical because they're just regular dudes. It's mainly dudes. It's really no women.
It's definitely
and
they're
they're just regular kids. Ranging from anywhere from 11 to 19. It's just that's I don't know more concerning to me. Yeah, I have a weird suspicion that whereas I do think a lot of how Speed is are elements of his personality, I think he realized what it was and now he takes it to every extreme possible. And I'm just dude, I have a problem with who this appeals to because you're really what I'm suspicious of because you're not in front of a camera when you're at home laughing at that thinking it's hilarious.
What? It's not.
One thing I will say
you gotta go over
is you said what?
I'm so sorry. I spaced out for a quick second and was thinking about when I leave here and get home because tomorrow morning we have to do a lot and we have to be somewhere because there's an event that starts at 9, so we have to leave kind of early. And I was contemplating on coming in 10, waking up 10-15 minutes late to get some more sleep because Dave's not gonna be there at all. But I don't know if I'm able to do that.
I don't know what
if y'all want to know what adulting is like, it's that.
Adulting is funny.
Taking 10-15 seconds to plan out 17 hours.
I feel there's no way to do this episode and not address Kanye. So
you know what's
I
funny?
Just feel let's choose a moment where there's no possible segue to segue.
Right, but just hey,
let it be as forced as it is.
Right. I have said multiple times
I have stopped paying attention to what Kanye does a very long time ago.
For sure.
And I think because I did that, I wasn't properly paying attention to what I don't want to say what he could be trying to do. Because I'm not going to say what he could be doing, because whether he's successful or not, I will have no knowledge of until he's done. Because, you know, this isn't going to stop. Like, what's happening isn't going to stop until he accomplishes something. I don't know what that something is. Only he knows what that something is. Because it's Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
So you
it's
do
similar
think
to
that
Donald
there's an
Trump.
end game here?
Yes, I do. It's similar. I don't think he's insane. It's similar to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not, by far, not an idiot. He knows what to say to get the people he's talking to do what he wants them to do.
Yeah, he speak that idiot language fluently, though.
Bro, you know how smart you have to be to talk to idiots to get them to be so happy?
Man speak idiocy.
They can smell intelligence from a mile away. Bro. Like, stupid people know what smart people are because they're like, like, they just can see. Their stupidity it's like a radar. Somehow, some way, they just like, no, that person's smart. I ain't gonna hang around them. But for some reason, that's so hard to do. To get people to be on your side like that, and it's like, they genuinely believe that's the way you are. But like, you know, that's what I hope Speed is. I hope Speed is just sacrificing this stuff simply because he's like, well, at least I'm making money. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's hopefully that's not how he is. I'm pretty sure it is how he is, but that's, you know, my hope for that young man.
Yeah.
But
you got a lot of hope.
I do. But as well as a lot of hate. So, you know what I'm saying?
Andrew, yeah, you do need to pray more.
Hey, look, and I'm sorry. But yeah, it's like, the more I'm looking at it and looking at both sides of the argument and like trying to find a gray area and a middle area, I'm getting more upset that I haven't done what I do with everything else.
And paid attention.
Yes, before I formulate my opinion, go and look at what was said by the person who said it in context and what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no point in me formulating my opinion on bits and pieces of what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting 2-minute clips from Drink Champs. I'm getting a 50-second clip from this interview or this interview.
Yeah, I really wanted to, like, I just didn't have the time to watch the new Drink Champs when it first dropped. And
right,
now that it's not on YouTube anymore.
Yeah, I was like,
I really wanted to see the whole thing.
Right, like, I literally was going to go watch it the day they pulled it.
I don't know. I feel like even if he does have an end game, at what point is it really worth it to go out here and say all of this crazy stuff just to get what you want? To me, I think that's still stupid.
I can understand that if it was monetary gain in some way, shape, or form. But if he's trying to bring to the forefront
so
that
he's gonna
we
say,
have
okay,
no power.
George Floyd died because of fentanyl. He's gonna talk about Jewish people because he wants to get out of his deals.
No,
like,
and that's another thing.
Still, like,
that's what the
that's
internet is
okay
saying.
still.
That's what the internet is
Right.
saying. Like, and to the extent of that, yeah, that doesn't make sense because that's an internet like ideology and line of thinking. That's how it looks to us because that's how they're painting it to us.
I don't even believe that that's what he's doing. I'm just saying that that's the theory that's out there.
Exactly my point. That's the theory because that's what all we're seeing. Like, oh, this must be what he's doing. No, we have no idea what this man is doing, and yet and still, all we're all engaged in this discourse about what he said, and not, hey, maybe we should, you know, think about the fact that, yeah, Jews do run this dang world, and, you know, we have no power. Literally, no power. People were saying, yeah, you see how fast it happened when you say something anti-Semitic. He said nothing anti-Semitic. Everybody's saying, oh, this is anti-Semitism. What was anti-Semitic? All he said was the truth. We're
talking about the DEF CON thing or whatever. Because I didn't watch the clip. Because honestly, I don't care.
The clip that I saw of him talking
care
about the Jews. He said, let me tell you what's anti-Semitic. I'm going to F this Negro's B. I'm going to kill this Negro. I'm going to F this B. I'm going to kill this Negro. Remember what I told you about the frequencies, the programming, the 808s, all of that going on. And that's what he's explaining. And then he goes to say, the Jewish people run the world. They own the banks. They own the record labels. They own the prisons. This is the truth. You want to know why hip hop is the way it is? In the 80s, shortly after, in the late 80s, in the beginning, like in the early 90s, there was a meeting with all the high executives and people who own prisons. It's the same people who own the record labels are the same people who own the prisons. There's no coincidence that there's a correlation in the way music is portrayed in the hip-hop community. They took hip-hop from what it was and people telling the story of what's going on in the ghetto to people trying to numb the woes of the ghetto. You feel me? It went from we have to right. We have to stop this. We have to stop all the Negro spirituals and make sure they're harming themselves. There was a clip that they put a side by side clip of Kanye talking, and then one of the more affluent Israeli execs in the music industry on the Breakfast Club, and they asked him, "Yo, if you have this person, you have this person. This person is painting the the reality, and they're talented and all this type of stuff. But this person right here, they just make music that sells because they talk about this, and this. Who are you going with?" And he's like, "Well, of course you always want to go with the talent, but and this might sound hypocritical, but I have mouths to feed too. So of course I'm gonna sign this person, regardless of your mouths don't look like me." You feel me? The mouths that I make look like me, dog. So the people that you are signing are the ones that look like me. So they're not going. They don't know the fact that there was a white person that put this person up. You know what I'm saying? Put this person up in front of me, gave him the money, gave him the change, gifted him with this, that, and the third.
I don't know what that.
Okay, what's it on? Can you see what time it's on?
No show no time.
Dang.
Okay,
How long
just
is
turn
that
it so
thing
we
on?
can see
I would
it.
just say either.
This is 1 hour. So it's gonna
that's-
pop again.
Okay.
Cause I
Probably
always
like
I
10,
did it
15.
Can you show can you angle it so that
One
you
of
can
the-
see it?
Or you can just honestly just go ahead and restart the clip right now.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking
for
that,
sure.
but I thought she might have thought it was too much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
thank
see
you.
that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know where you were.
I don't either. I feel like I was.
Your mouths don't look like my mouth.
Yeah, your mouths don't look like my mouths. The people that you are putting in front of my community look like me, but they don't know that the person that put them in front of my community has the mindset that they have when they put them in front. So
Okay, I see what
now,
you're saying now.
when I'm consuming this, I'm thinking, oh, this person made it. Oh, this person, the what they went through, what they did, all of that stuff got them to where they're at right now. So people look at a Nardo Wick who talk about, so why would I go to a job when I can rob this nigga and make $7,000 in 30 minutes? You feel me? People looking at that. People looking at Baby's documentary. People looking at Thug going through a RICO case. People looking at Gunna. People looking at Hot Boy. People looking at these people who come from the places they come from. You feel me?
It was beautiful.
What?
I just told my dad to watch it.
I didn't even watch it yet.
My dad was asking me, why do people love Lil Baby so much? I said,
Man, he the hero.
What he
go
say?
watch
Hey,
the documentary.
He the hero, man.
I mean, when he's back in Chicago. Private under the
Talk
crowd,
about,
man.
man. That's the hero.
Hey,
That's why we love him.
I ain't gonna lie, I haven't listened to the full album because I've still been in streaming farm mode, and like, but every time like my every once in a while my car when it syncs up, it'll start playing my music. So I'll be like, well, I just broke the dang cycle, so I might as well just listen to it until I get back home and to turn it on, because I don't feel like calling my mom every time that happens for her to go do it, because I remember last time it was very difficult. I was just like, my password is Sam Loves Ham, and the second it pops up, just click the play. And she could do that. I was like, it's Apple Music, it's up. It should be up. You should see it. And she's like, yeah, I see it. I'm like, top left corner, drag the mouse. Okay, I got it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I love my mama, but all the people in technology is.
It don't be.
It's like,
I just got my
but
dad.
wait, nah, it's this simple. Yes, relax.
Yeah, things do be more simple than they think. One thing that you said that I think like I really wish like was being said more, or I just think really people were willing to admit more, was like you said like, I don't know what he's doing.
Right.
And I think not even silver lining, I think just the reality of the situation is that has been a true statement about Kanye West his entire career.
His entire career.
Like, we've never known what he's doing.
At
Like,
all.
and especially, like, Kanye being radical in the sense of saying things that people don't like or saying things that upset us. Like,
George Bush does not care about black people. This is the same man.
I even remember, like, when he was running for president and all of his, like...
I forgot he even did that.
Yeah, and
Kanye did too much.
Wait,
Lord,
his
Jesus.
campaign already happened?
yeah.
He ran for president?
Last time?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He was on the ballot.
See? See how much I don't pay attention to that was?
And
Oh my God.
I just remember, like,
I'm still waiting on that.
all of his campaign events, like, just would turn into him, like, ranting about how abortion and how his mother
Yes.
almost aborted him and how abortion is, like, a white supremacist tool to kill black babies and how Kim almost aborted his kid and all of this stuff. And I just,
Wild.
I just remember him being so anti-abortion during it that, like, a bunch of, like, women and, like, feminists were, like, basically being the group of people that he was hurting at the time.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, eventually, like, first of all, this whole era of him, like, going MAGA and then running for president against Donald Trump, who's MAGA, king, CEO, creator. But regardless, like, I was like, eventually that whole era is going to be behind us. And what's going to happen is, in the wake of when that era is behind us, either he's gonna, like, make an album that makes us be like, yo, what are you doing? Or he's gonna make an album that makes us be like, all's forgiven. And he made Donda, so we were like, we don't care. Because take me to the moon.
Yeah.
We don't care. Like, all right, it's all good. And I just think that
I feel sorry for Steve Lacy. I'm sorry. That just reminds
Yeah,
me.
we can touch on that after.
That just
Shout out
reminds me of
Steve Lacy.
Yeah.
But I just think that, like, and again, in no way do I really feel like there's a that us being real about the fact that we don't know what's going on would be pacifying him of, like, anything he's doing or any harm
Right.
he's, like, creating. Like, it's just, I think the reality is that, like, nobody knows what's going on. And the problem is, I think we're in an era, right, of information overload. So everybody wants to be the person with the information so bad that nobody's, like, okay with saying, I don't know what's happening here, or I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And
People
it's
don't
like,
to
just
be wrong.
just because we're sitting here watching this unfold doesn't mean we don't know what's happening. And I think if we all admitted that first, the discourse would change, because it wouldn't be about conspiracy theories or
I think my bottom must have rubbed this because it accidentally just hit my chin. It felt wet, and I was just like, that's wild.
Yeah, that is weird.
Because there's no saliva coming from me all day. That was wild. I didn't even cut you off like that, but I just had to let somebody know that that's happening.
But yeah, I just think, like, and I think also, like, that there are a lot of things, like a lot of conversations that happen, I think, when we're talking about things that are going on in the world, that really should start with that. Let's establish, none of us really know what's happening. Even though we're watching this in real time and we're consuming it, we don't know what's going on.
This nigga went to Skechers unannounced. I said, like, you just be doing stuff. Yes. Like, I'm like, he just be doing, but he's been like this for years.
And everybody's like, this is an act of desperation.
I think the wild.
I'm sorry. You don't know. You don't know a desperate man, bro. Like, a desperate man will do a lot, but you don't know if this is him in desperation.
I think the wildest thing he's done in, like, the last 3 months is wear that mouth guard when he go out everywhere. Like, everybody talking about what he said. I'd be like, bro, why does this man have a mouth guard? What is he prepared for?
Bro.
Like,
I don't know. That is crazy.
I was like, and then I was like, well, maybe he's just trying to, like, keep the Balenciaga relationship strong, because I saw it was a Balenciaga mouth guard. And then apparently, like, someone who works at Balenciaga was like, we don't even sell the mouth guards, so, like, he just has it because he's Kanye.
Oh my god.
And I don't know if that's true, but that's just something I saw.
That's crazy if it is.
I was like, yo, this man just really
That's wild.
living life with a mouth guard in. But I just think that, like, nobody knows what's happening. And if we start there, then we can have a much more fruitful conversation. But I think the conversation becomes very charged and targeted.
Yeah, and matter of fact.
Yeah, and I think that
everybody's opinions are just too too strong.
Everybody
Like,
thinks
just
they're
relax.
the person to be an analyzer.
Hey,
Everybody thinks they're
calm down.
intelligent enough. That's what it is.
That's true.
They're bold enough to believe that their intelligence is at a point and a level in which they can look at some information and provide something else that's worth note.
Yeah.
That is not the case. Not like 85% of us. 85% of us. Even if you are well versed in like 60% of all of American pop culture topics, I promise you, doesn't matter if you have a degree, it doesn't matter if you was book smart, straight A student, there are plenty of things you don't know. And you operating from a level of intelligence from a book's standard is one thing. But most of the people who are book smart are just compliant because they just do everything they're told and earned what they was, supposed to be given once you do a certain amount of work. And I'm not knocking that. But at the end of the day, a lot of y'all ain't got the street smarts or the common sense that should come with your level of intelligence, which is baffling to me. But I've met plenty of people where I ask them certain things and they can tell you the freaking Pythagorean theorem or what's the...
It's not that hard. It's A squared plus B squared.
Yes,
plus C squared.
that is not that hard. The other one, the one that's got a whole bunch of... I don't know. No, not pi. It's like a divisional problem. It's like a logarithmic problem that like you.
You said that he did what with where?
Look,
They can tell you something smart.
Yeah, they can tell me a math formula, but they can't tell me like you know what I'm saying why you shouldn't walk down a specific alleyway at this time of night when there's people who obviously gangbang. Like you can't tell they're gangbangers, or like if somebody walk by and obviously they have a gun. That like you know what it look like when somebody got a gun in their waistband. Like, if you looking hard enough, you can see.
They ain't in these environments.
And but like I didn't grow up in no mean streets, and I know. Like I'm very cautious. Like not very cautious, but I'm very attentive.
We gotta be cautious.
What you say?
So you're a Negro.
That's true. I thought it was something else. I'm not offended at that. That is true. I'm sorry.
I will say this.
Y'all stupid. Stop analyzing everything.
As
That's
much
about
as
what I'm saying.
I don't know and don't care, and one thing I would say, I was seeing a Twitter back and forth happen where someone asked someone stated, good thing that stayed solid,
Bruh. That's what I was.
Shoot.
Paused like that.
We already
Um,
But yes, okay.
But yeah, someone like asked someone like what they thought or felt about Kanye's remarks or something, and they were saying how they don't care, and they just like basically lobbied that as that person like being an enabler and if you don't care about anti-Semitism, then you're just a part of the problem and all these things, and then
I'm not Hitler.
and he straight and this is like a regular person. This ain't like someone who, but and he just straight up said he was like Sarah Silverman like came out, and Sarah Silverman's a comedian and she was Jewish, and she came out immediately like was on top of the Kanye thing or whatever, this and the third, and he was like someone else, not him, scoured Sarah Silverman's Twitter for like a day and a half, like just to go back as far as possible, and they were like, Sarah Silverman don't say nothing about nothing that happened to niggas. He was like, now if I'm a part of the problem, then y'all are part of the problem.
Yeah.
And he made it bigger than Sarah Silverman. He was just like everyone, if being a part of the problem is as simple as just not caring about the problem or not even really seeing it as a problem, and like he was like, I don't have a problem with like if that's the case, but he was just like, then we just have to have an open understanding that every last single human being on earth is a part of the problem. Because there's somebody's problem or some group's problem or some situation that you don't know about or you don't care about. And even if you're informed about it, you're only going to fashion at best like
an Instagram post.
But beyond even that, just like you're going to act like you care. And you're never going to like actually care. You're going to care like when it matters to and when nobody's looking anymore, you're going to stop caring. And he was just like, I like don't care about Kanye's tweets or Kanye's rants or Kanye's thoughts or whatever. I don't really like have the energy to care because I have like a life to live.
And I gotta pick Tom up in the morning.
You said, and you gotta wake Tom up.
I gotta pick Tom up. Tom is a new temp, an 18-year-old young man from Florida.
Geographical, biographical.
Don't nobody go looking
Life
at
story.
Tom.
Right. I know everything about him.
He's
I
also
can pick him up too.
Caucasian and I'm playing. He is Caucasian though. I was going.
Don't give him no more descriptive words.
Come on.
Please.
I just wanted to let them
Dang,
know.
they got his social.
That's my dog. He might be of caucus descent, but that boy is he fit right in. He's hilarious.
I'm not even finna. Anyways.
All the females, excuse me, all the women, well, what? All the women and young women and girl, I don't know, like the age that the word woman applies to, because I feel like now that I'm a man, I can't like see a 14-year-old girl and be like, woman,
Yeah,
because
no, it's a girl.
exactly, but I don't know when it hits and when it stops, because it can't just be when they're legal,
When they
because
have-
you
I
can
still
still be
select a
creepy.
girl, honestly.
When they have
Even though like, I know I'm
You gotta let it go,
grown
brother.
and stuff,
You gotta
I'm
let
like,
it go.
I feel too young.
You gotta let it go. I'm sorry. You gotta let it go.
Yeah, you's a grown woman. You is a
But
grown woman.
the point is, women rap is at war. Everybody's beefing, problems, issues.
They're getting on my nerves. I don't care
Conundrum.
anymore. I had to mute everybody.
You muted.
You gotta go. Everybody gotta go. Only person left is like Leo and Flo Millie. They're the only ones left.
Big Leo.
Because they're not in no beef. Everybody else, you're getting on my nerves. Please leave me alone.
To be honest, I thought I would like Monaleo more than I do. Because
Like her music?
Yeah.
And I'm not playing.
Is
At
that
all.
too much?
No, that's not too much.
Turning it
It's
down.
just-
I'm just one of the
that type
songs.
of- like that type
One of
of.
the songs.
I know. I said that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like that's not too
Yeah.
much. You feel me? For me, like I rock with it, but like I don't know. After We Ain't Humping, I was like, nah, I rock with her. And
It's a
then
very good song.
it is a very good song. It makes me want to do like a solid
Yeah.
baby type of bounce, and like I don't know why, but like everything I've heard after that, I just be like, I don't like this. You know, like it's like she's rapping. It's almost like she's rapping with no flow. Like every time she comes on a beat,
I could see
it
that, especially for the
sounds the same.
Finito remix
Yes,
specifically.
because I
You know what
didn't
I'm
really
saying?
like the flow. The bars she hit, but
I could definitely see that for the
Yeah.
Finito remix. I gotta listen to her new song, Body Bag. I ain't tapped in with it yet.
I like the video.
She's someone who like I just objectively observed, like I think she's good, but I'm not like a fan of yet.
Yeah.
But I've said this. My relationship with women in rap is my relationship. This in my personal life is also my relationship with the WNBA. Despite how much other people like claim how it needs support, I don't know anyone who supports it more than me. I listen to more women in rap than like anyone I know. I'll be asking people, you heard blah 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 project? They'd be like, bruh, I just like her pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't listen to her
dead.
music. And I'd be like, you're a woman. Like, it don't even be the men. Like, be like, so with that being said, I feel like this year is probably, at least from a music perspective, been one of the best years for women in rap.
Yeah.
And this season of just feisty and shisty energy has really turned that on its head.
Yeah, it's
But for
unfortunate.
me, not necessarily in a completely bad way, because I've been saying the way to work towards erasing this gap between like male rap is this and women rap is this is for women rap to start having more of the things that male rap has. I've said it on this podcast before. We need more women who suck at rapping to make it. It's the percentage of them that are famous, like that are good, is too high. Is way more by like just by percentage dudes who suck who are famous than there are women. Like and then the ones who do suck, like it's only occasional. Like you can have like I've seen someone be like Young Miami sucks, and like I won't argue that, but like she has really good verses.
Yeah.
Like there are people out here who just like full blown famous, got a whole career. He's buns. He's never done nothing fire ever. So in the same vein, I feel like there needed to be more beef. However, I needed that beef to translate to music.
They don't ever get in the studio.
They don't get in no type of studio. But not only that, it just feels like all of these beefs,
if I'm being real, even like, as weird as it may sound, it just feels like there's only one real beef, and it's Cardi and Nicki.
Yeah.
And every other beef somehow
Seems very
became
That's the
branched
real,
of it.
real, yeah.
And I'm
Yes.
just like, how did we get
She's
here?
like,
it's
why is,
that
why
these
is
two people
Akbar
are-
coming here? Why are we talking about Akbar V?
She the only one who dropped the track though. She
She is. I'm like, this is just unnecessary.
If
Like,
we being honest,
please.
most of them have chosen sides. And
They
that's
have.
why
But I
they
just-
are now in issues.
guys
I
And
think
like,
it's
yo,
so.
that
I
and
think
then
it's
you got-
so
yeah.
weird
that's crazy.
because you're right. Most of them have chosen sides, but I've watched. I guess these people exist now. Clearly from a distance, I'm not like at Harper's Bazaars and Miss Tina
Right.
Lawson's birthday parties. I'm not at, but what I mean, one thing I do is I pay a lot of attention, and a lot of paying that attention comes in the form of knowing like fan and stan pages that are really on top of like every little thing their favorite does, like blah blah blah, reposted the promo on their story. It's like you're dragging it. But knowing those pages,
It's crazy that people do. Like,
they
watch
dedicate.
it
They
like
really
that.
dedicate their lives to it. But knowing those pages and being able to tap in with them lets you like see more of the actual like celebrity life or world. These people, I'd say like July, August, there was just like an understanding of like y'all's problem is y'all problem, and we are just gonna be social with y'all. Like that don't have nothing to do with us because
Yeah.
we're here to make music and feed our families and all of this bluegrass music, and it just feels like something happened somewhere at some time, and now here we
Just
are.
Get off social media. Just take a break for like a month. Just go.
Yo,
just go do some.
when
Go
Nicki,
make some music.
when Cardi and JT were going at it in their DMs and the timeline and telling us that they were going at it in the DMs and that the DM conversation had a different tone in the timeline, I'm like, do y'all realize how meta this moment is?
Why are you going
That
back and forth in the timeline in the first place? I know you can contact this person directly.
come on. But the same
That's
thing
what
happened
I
with
was
Lotto and
thinking.
Nicki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Lotto,
don't know if JT
And that was
got Cardi's
stupid.
number. I don't know if JT and Cardi in the same buildings.
I think all these people. It don't matter if you got their number because everybody knows somebody.
Because they would did it.
It don't matter if they have this person's number or not. Once you make it to a certain level, you know someone who can get you anybody's number.
Yeah.
That's a
I don't
fact.
have to.
That's
I
a
don't have
fact.
to know blah blah blah.
That's a
I know
fact.
I can call
Any one of them
Carl
phones.
from Atlantic
I
or
can
blah blah
call
blah
Baby
from
King
Epic,
on all
and they can
phones.
give me that person or at least a contact of some sort. They agent. I can get in touch with somebody. They weed man somebody. We know somebody, and especially the celebrity drug dealers. They really are the plug line of the what? Yeah, we don't know each other, but Eric deals to both of us. I know you. I can get your number like this. He don't even think. I'm just Eric. Give me blah blah blah's number, and he's gonna send it. Like, so these people can get in touch. These people can get in contact. I think on some of their levels, it depends on each beef. I feel like you really got to take it case by case. Like I really feel like Lotto didn't want this to happen on the way that it did. Now I do think once it started happening and once she started feeling it and feeling herself in it, she started saying corny things. Idols become your rival. Sit down. Just have the beef and beef it up. But
That should have been that.
But like I feel like she it was really I could just tell from even before she posted the clips from their phone conversation, I could tell from the tweets like that her energy is like this little girl again who's like, this is the person who made me even think I could do this, and and I've looked up to and idolized and shown nothing but love and praise and adoration for her. And she just felt like, why me? Like, why were you shading me? Why would you get shit? And then on the contrary, you have a situation like Cardi and JT, which like while I was reading the tweets, it just seemed like these were two people who wanted to not like each other.
I was
and
so
then they
confused.
found the smallest
Yeah.
little hair they could be like, and I always wanted to tell you mother. Excuse me.
Black monkey. Wait,
What's going on here?
Hey.
To calm down, Jamal.
Yo, have you seen any of like the full anime house? The
I've only seen like the third episode from beginning to end. 'Cause one day I didn't feel like clicking through YouTube. So
Yeah.
That is
I
funny.
watched some of the newest one that was like an hour long,
Mhm.
like 30-40 minutes long, and it was funny. It was so
Yeah,
They're
I've heard Anime House from like many people. I've heard it's the best thing they do, and I've heard that you don't have to like watch all the animes to
You really
like,
don't.
enjoy it and get
You
it.
really don't.
I just would have to
because-
start from the beginning so that like I
Yeah.
understand their storyline, but it's probably something I will tap in with at one point. I
There's
watch a
so
lot
many-
of YouTube content, but not like the way everyone else is, like not YouTubers, like
I watch
comedians
YouTube
who
reviews
like
of TV shows.
you know what I watch?
She do.
I watch recaps a lot.
I watch. There's all these pages that are called like whatever recapped, and it'll be
Yeah.
like a dude like, but it's not really a review. He'll like explain the entire plot, but like with like the film. So
Yeah.
and I watch a lot of those for the types of things where it's like this looks interesting, but I don't want to take the time to spend an hour and 48 minutes watching it, and so
Yeah.
and I watch those all the time, and they're just so much fun. But back to the beefing thing. What I want to ask y'all or posit to y'all and to the people is, one, do you think any of these beefs will yield any type of diss track, or even a diss verse, a diss hook?
I don't
Lotto-
want
I
more
settle
diss
for a
hooks.
diss
They're
bridge.
famous for
Lotto-
that. They say a little line here and there, but ain't nobody coming out with a sheether, a whole dedicated
Come on,
song.
that's what I really want.
Like that's what I need if you're gonna make it a real beef. Otherwise, shut up.
If
Please
anybody, I'll say this: if anybody in any way, shape, or form says something about Remy Ma, yes, or
They already know
They're
the
not going to.
say
yeah, I
that.
know, but
Every-
that's why
like,
that's that's the far fetched one. Or if Lotto and Megan somehow get into it, then yeah. I feel like
I was
feel like Lotto
I was
and
literally
Megan are
about
the only ones
to
that will say
reverse
anything.
with they got mad love for each other, but so did Lotto and Nicki, and now here we are. So anything is possible.
And I feel like Lotto and Megan are the only two that would be like, oh nah, I gotta make a track about this one.
I don't feel like
I
I
definitely-
make a whole track though.
You think you don't
I
think
think
so?
she would make
She
a
got a
whole
whole joint about
Megan
Tori.
would.
She got a whole joint about Kelsey.
Yo,
no, they're not
Megan
considered.
would.
That's like real.
They're not diss tracks though. They're her. But
What's the dude that made Anna B hard because Jew made her or something like that? Whose tag is she? Like there's a producer who just produces for her.
Juju on the no, not Juju. It's and if Beat Live, you know, Lil Ju made it.
That
Yeah.
yeah. She gonna go to him, hum something. He gonna record.
No, home song.
Throw some drums on it. Throw a piano on it or some strings probably for the emotion. She gonna get the spitting.
Random. This I had this moment listening to some project earlier this week. I think he's a really solid producer. When he uses that tag on non-Megan Thee Stallion songs, it confuses me. 'Cause
You're
I hear
expecting,
Megan and I'm
yeah.
expecting to hear her go, and then it's
You
there's a whole
know.
lot of lean in my cup. Who are you?
Yeah, nah, that's I ain't
It
gonna lie.
definitely does.
I
get
feel
like
like
that.
I feel like
Megan's
when
still
you get
drinking the
certain
dirty. I know you're from
tags,
Houston.
when
but-
you get certain tags like from certain distinct voices, like you just can't use them for everybody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like there's a producer named Blue Blood who produced a lot of Lil Keys music.
The Blue Blood from Atlanta?
No, Blue Blood is a white boy from like the Midwest.
Oh no, I'm not talking about. Oh, I was talking about.
The designer.
No. An episode of Atlanta this season has like a fake rapper named Blue Blood, played by Earl Sweatshirt. And I thought you was so I was making that reference. But I thought I
haven't
think he was.
seen the newer.
Oh,
I haven't
yeah.
seen the newest season of Atlanta. But yeah, Blue Blood has
Voiced by Earl Sweatshirt. Earl's never in the episode. Blue Blood's dead. It's
That was
complicated.
Earl.
Yeah, that's Earl.
Wow, because that was supposed to be like MF Doom, right? Like
yeah,
to represent MF.
yeah. It was
'Cause I
like an
was like-
homage to Doom.
Yeah, I was like, I did see that episode.
Yeah.
I definitely
Oh, okay,
did see
yeah,
that episode.
yeah.
Because, bruh, that episode had me dead. Because I
Don't say what
remember,
happened though. I didn't watch it.
I remember the Atlantic Station part. Baby, remember when we went
Ah,
that one
yes.
time, and I was like, I was like, we have to come back to this stall. This is here, this here. I bet,
You will really.
bro, be there for days.
Nah, bro. My car was right here. There's no car here, bro. They must have stolen my car,
right
bro.
here.
Because
Look, I took
this
a
is where
picture.
I park.
It's in the. That's the pillar in the picture.
It's the same dude standing. Where's my car?
I've never seen it before. Right. Just, but yeah, I think that they would. Megan and Lotto.
It seems like Nicki and Meg finna have beef now.
People saying this on the horizon. They smell it in the air like sharks
I don't know.
with
I
blood.
keep seeing the little clip of her on live with Tasha K. I'm like, why are you talking to Tasha K?
Who, Nicki?
Yes.
That was really weird.
That was
I
so
don't
weird.
even-
Like
I
that's
don't
why I'm
even know
like,
what
you are messy.
Tasha
Like-
K is really just, her whole existence is just being messy.
Like why are you on live with
She
Tasha
seems
K?
like it.
She
Like,
is messy.
She looked like it.
And she got on and just immediately started talking about, like, and one thing I don't like about, I feel like if Nicki and Meg, like, just was up really good standing, Nicki would have been more on top. She would have been like, Tasha.
Yeah, exactly.
But the way she was just like, what? What house? What? It just felt like
So
when you don't
innocent.
rock with somebody, so
Yeah.
you're just acting like you're not
Yeah.
hearing everything. Girl, you hear her. We all hear her. The
You made her
Wi-Fi,
say it 10
the Wi-Fi
times.
jumping
Yes.
over there. Okay, you hear her.
Ain't
Wow.
nothing pixelated. I see every facial expression you make.
Wow. What you? So I could see that. I just want. I want a proper.
Shit, it was whatever they said your father did, he did it. I know him, he did that.
I want a proper beef. But another thing I also think is, do you feel like with there being more women rappers popping and more of them coming up to the surface every day, literally 2 months ago, if you would have said Ice and then Spice after it, somebody would have been like, "Are you joking?" And now she whole valid individual in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I'm
like
so glad I like discovered her like so long ago.
you did.
Because
Shout out to Carrot Top.
me and for sure, shout out to her, like A-head. Cause boy, that thing is. That's why she be wearing her fro like that. Cause that forehead, I ain't gonna lie. The first video I saw was the Moment of Clarity video, and I was like, I like her hair like that. And then the next video I saw was like some song where she was like in like a pastry factory, but her lace was straight. Dang, she got a big forehead. Like, dang. But it was funny though. It's funny because when you bring up Ice Spice, I was at Jarvis's crib with his eldest sister, with his older siblings, and we was talking about music, and one of them had brought up Ice Spice, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie, we both been on Ice Spice for like a minute. Like I remember one day I just was at his crib. I was like, yo, you know about this shorty Ice Spice? And I like showed him the phone. He was like, yo, it's bad. And we was like, we was having a pep rally about how bad she was. But then I was like, I actually like her songs. Like I like her relationship type songs. Like her songs where she's like trying to rap aren't that good. Like when she's like just trying to rap over beats.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's all of her songs, but like when she's not rapping about dudes.
Raps for the raps.
Yeah.
Yeah, sake. But yeah, with this many women essentially being fire, but now we're seeing it clearly leading to contention. Do y'all feel like the door is opening on the potential for the top leading faces of hip hop to be multiple women?
No.
I feel like yes. I definitely feel
Okay,
like
I
yes.
want to know why for each.
I feel like I was just talking to my friend about this maybe like a week ago. Like, I feel like there's so many new female artists coming out who are genuinely good. Like this is the most I've listened to female rap in my life.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, I could see all of them popping if they just could get along a little better, or maybe just keep their beef in the streets and not on the time. Not so crazy. But there's plenty of them making more than good enough music for them there to be multiple.
Okay, so why do you say no?
It's not just me.
I say no because I know that they won't. For one reason and one reason only. When I used to when my female friends used to tell me a lot of the stuff that like they would deal with when it comes to their female friends, I'll be like, yo, if a dude did that to another dude, he would have license to kill him. Like I don't think you understand like how messed up that was. And to the extent we're seeing this with Nicki and Cardi. Nicki's a 40-year-old woman doing this. Like I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that there's probably you're right.
Okay.
I mean, hey man,
You 36.
R.I.P. to the GOAT, man. R.I.P.
R.I.P. to that man for
That's
sure.
crazy. I did not think I would be saying that in 2022.
Oh, well, her birthday December 8th, so she about to be 40.
No, she 40. She 40. This is a 40-year-old woman doing this, bro. She should be on some like, yo, she should be doing what Wayne did for her. Right now, there should be.
I agree.
There should be plenty of there should be a
There should be
label.
fruit from the Nicki Minaj
Yeah, there
tree.
should be fruit
Absolutely.
from the Nicki Minaj tree.
She
Same with
making
Cardi.
rotten
Same with like, you know what I'm saying? Any other female rapper that like,
Yeah.
but for the
And I will
most
say
part,
Cardi is showing love to the
and she
people coming
is,
up.
and I rock with
Was
that.
rapping Lola Brooks' song. She got on Tomorrow too. She was showing love to Ice Spice. Like
Yeah.
she be showing love.
And she does. But it's like, then there'll become a point where somebody says something, somebody shades somebody, and now they the blows. But, you know, not the blows, but you know what I'm saying, for the most
Timeline
part.
blows.
Yeah, now it's timeline blows. And they already got that, like, if it's anything like Nicki, they already got that mindset, like, oh, you can't mess with me, my bar's gonna come for you. Like, and they will set their fan base.
That's the big part.
All
of
the
the
people.
And my biggest, I see both of y'all's perspectives. My hope is yes, but the main thing that I was gonna say that leans me towards no isn't even any of the women or their talent or their career paths. It's their fan bases. When we think about rabid fan bases, there's only
most part,
one
their fan bases
male artist that
could've-
I can think of with a rabid fan base: young boy fans.
Yeah.
All the other incensed fan bases are of women artists, and it's because their fan bases. And this is in no way me trying. It's just we know what it is. It's the girls and gays. They are the ones. They gonna support you harder than anybody else. Absolutely. But they're also the ones that are gonna cross those lines
And be
or dox
nasty.
you because you liked a tweet of somebody. Like go up.
That's true.
And I think with fan bases that incensed, it's.
Yeah.
I've talked about
It's
it.
all about the clapback.
I've talked
It's
about
all
it
about the
on this show
You know what I'm
about
saying?
how I've watched the fact that these two artists, I said Chloe and Armani, who majority of their fans are the same people, but there's these niche extremes of their stands that hate each other. To the point, that thing's so real to the point when Chloe had her little spaces on Twitter, she literally brought up, like, stop pitting me and Armani against each other. We love each other. I love her. That's my sister. Like, because it's that, and if you're a artist who's in touch with your fans and fan base, and if you're someone who's paying attention to the fan pages and the blogs, and it's impossible for you to not start see things and internalize. Okay, why your stands? I'm seeing all these pages with your pictures as the Abby, talking about my latest single or doing this or doing. It's gonna start. And then next thing you know, that tension. It's a little weird at the Trumpet Awards when y'all at the red carpet near each other, and then next thing you know, somebody got a story or somebody who the hairdresser is gonna say something about something, and now something that really started from delusion of people who do not know y'all in real life, who just are too invested, has now blossomed into a flower of I really don't like
something
you.
in reality.
Like I really don't like you.
That's a solid
Negative
point.
And we don't
Yeah.
the one thing I say we don't, but the degree by which I've seen that, I've even had a conversation with one of my homegirls, and she was saying how all groups break up, but she was like, the average lifespan of a boy band is so much longer than the average lifespan of a girl group, and it's because in a boy band so many things don't exist. Like, even if you have those fans who are like hardcore fans of one person or in the book, like, either it's not happening or the guys just are not tapped in and paying that much attention. It's like, I don't know if I'm Liam that now super fans think me and Harry are ugly and hate us and think we can't sing and we're the weakest links. I'm not tapped in, and not saying that that's not the case.
That
with
even
one
happened
D.
with the Migos.
But
Everybody had their favorite.
Everybody but it's so.
But we the Migos.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
She made
yeah.
family.
Like, it's just so easy. You see it with girl groups in the 90s. You even see it now with the limited amount of girl groups. It's starting to make a comeback now. But it's like, how many, at least I know, how many girl groups I've seen who was having a little bubble and a little buzz, and then 2-3 years later, I see one of them have a breakout single as a solo artist. I'm like, wait, but wasn't y'all Summer's Delight? Like, what happened to that? It died before it could even blast off.
Yeah.
So that's what I think is the biggest blockade for the women in rap right now is the fan bases. And that's why you even see a lot of the female rappers or women rappers who got mad love and camaraderie with each other. Their fan bases have that too. You can't find a Flo Milli fan that don't like Monaleo, and vice versa. They're the same person.
They're so nice.
They're the same. And voila, look, they're gang and they love each other. Like,
Leia though. I definitely like Flo Milli better than Leia though, because I've heard
Flo
more
Milli's
than
okay.
yeah, Flo Milli's phenomenal. Flo Milli probably still has my favorite album this year from a woman in
Really?
rap.
Okay.
In
I feel
rap.
that.
Baby Tate's album was really good, but I don't think it's better than Flo's. If Lakia would have dropped her 2 EPs as one project with all 10 of those songs, then she would probably be in the running too. But because it was 2 EPs, it's like neither one of them is gonna like compete with the full length album, you know. But yeah, I think they gotta figure it out, because I agree with you, Ashton. The talent pool is crazy.
Yeah.
The talent pool is crazy, and the game is set up for them in a way that it's never been before.
Ever.
And not to say that it's, I think this generation has, like, when it comes to the top rappers or whatever that's doing it right now, running it, right? Of course, you're always going to have the people who have already established and cemented themselves, like a Dre, Coles, Kendrick, right? But they blog era our generation. Legends already, and they just like, I do what I do, I pop out when I pop out, and that's what. When you looking at that next generation, it's a lot of the top people who aren't really like that big into like wanting to be mega stars. Like,
maybe it's all the booty meat going to their heads.
it could be the
The
BBL.
skinny girls, Glorilla, Flo Milli, and Monaleo, they're not beefing at all.
It's the booty.
It's the
the booty.
It's doing
The
something.
Brazilians.
It's doing something. It's not. It's moving around in your system.
It's
I ain't
the
gonna lie,
booty.
I know a few girls with BBLs
'Cause
that are a little slower than they was before.
Yeah.
they got.
It's
the booty.
Dang,
y'all
bro.
gotta slow down.
Guys,
You look great, but it's not. It's
Booty
doing
leave
something.
the beef.
Yeah.
body back.
You wanted beefy buns? You got them. They come with the beef for sure.
You know what's crazy? I've noticed that there's a lot of Latin women in the Duluth area with butt shots.
Yes, they be wearing their fajas.
Mad specific.
What? That's what I be seeing, bro. Yo, this lady came in and spent $3,000 last week, drove off in a G-Wagon.
In Spirit Halloween?
She spent $3,000.
She bought costumes
This
for the whole
wasn't
block?
$3,000 of her money because the card declined the first time that she called her husband. Then it went through.
He had to
so
send that.
Of course, it was his bread.
good
But
for her.
it's so funny though because she was like, "You work so hard and then it goes so quick." I'm like, "What you mean by that?"
Yeah, I bet he is working.
Oh God, you working hard. That's why you here with picking up the stuff.
That's funny.
But she, bro, when I tell you, she looked exactly like she saw Bon Quiku when she was 6 and was like, I want to look like that when I grow up. I'm talking about faux braids that was blonde, pink, and another color. That was like, I think the color of her hair. And then she had butt shots, she had lip fillers, and she just was, you could tell she was like Cuban or something, but like one of the Cubans that were like almost white. You feel me? Like, she looked like she just came from Cuba type, but, you know, she did.
The time's getting crazy out
Boy,
here.
I was like, I was looking at her, and then I randomly started laughing, but the only black person, the only other black person that was there was the manager. Her name is Danielle. But she was in front of me, but like, I couldn't explain to her why I was laughing, because I was helping bag up. Mm-hmm. So when that lady left, I was like, tell me she ain't look like Bon Quickie. She started dying. I was like, that's what I was laughing at. That was very interesting. But yeah, man, it's like, you'll see one, you'll be like, dang, that's obviously fake. Like, you know, of course the ones that come in that's naturally just like that. Mm-hmm. You know, they be having 8 kids with them, but that's
okay.
That's how they do.
Cut his mic off.
That was mad unnecessary.
It was.
So
I ain't gonna lie.
unnecessary.
That was a hyperbolic number. I should have said that. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. There are like there's been plenty of times where you see young ladies that look to be anywhere from like 18 to 25, right? But then they'll have a child with them that's anywhere from 8 to 12. and I don't like you be having to look. Is that they sibling? And then you got to look around to see the type of person that's with them. If it's an older gentleman, that's the sibling. If it's a younger gentleman, that's their child. And for the most part, it's usually their child. But usually it's an infant. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that's only happened a few times where I had to like, who y'all here with? You know what I'm
I
saying?
should stop going to Spirit because Andrew gonna tell your business.
Definitely.
I'm gonna tell whoever's business because this is my podcast. So if you don't want your business told, don't
be where Andrew be.
Don't interact.
Don't cross my path.
You see me
Don't
go the
enter
other
my
way.
purview.
I'm dead.
Run, because I'm gonna run up to you with my phone out like this. Gates on the thought daughter. You a swooshy? You a leg? That dude is funny, bro.
I'm sweet.
I'll be like, I'm like, yo, how is he just this awkward and all these girls is rocking with it? It's because he's tall. It's gotta be.
I had like 4 rapid fire questions prepared for like our end, and I can't remember any of them. And I remember that this is why I started writing them down, because they're all gone. Like,
I had a question like when we first started.
Like,
You
I found,
said
like,
something and I was like, I
they were
wonder
things that
what
would
they're
hit me
about.
throughout the
I can't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you what did and when you okay, well, what outside of working, because I'm pretty sure that's what takes up the majority of all of our time. Like, what is the thing that you guys are like really tapped in with right now? What consumes a lot of your time? Or
Currently, I am painting a bookshelf, and I'm decorating it with all my favorite black cartoon characters.
wow,
So I have the pictures drawn out, and I'm gonna paint them this weekend.
That's
make a
fire.
TikTok out of it.
that's really
That's
fire.
oh,
I'm
that's
excited to
I
see
don't want to go down. Nice. Bar high.
Right.
Didn't know you were Queen DIY over here.
I'm trying to do
DIY.
Music, I guess music. If I'm not at work, I'm going to the studio. If I don't have money, it's because I spent it going to the studio. So that, or and also finishing up his tape that is coming out before my tape that I've been working on. That is first of 3 that I've been working on simultaneously. So I'm literally 3 tracks away from completing 3 projects at the same time. That will.
Is it one each, or is it like?
No, it's 2 for Alone in the Wintertime and 1 for Above the. No, I was about to name one of the tracks for Off the Porch Volume 2. I think I have like a full slate, but I don't have a clear intro song.
Mm-hmm.
I have songs that could be an intro.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for I'll Never Fail, I think the only thing I have, if anything, then it would be 4 tracks, and I'll just find like a specific track to like make an intro. Because I have an outro for that one.
A cheat code, I mean, you might not be into this, I just know it's a thing that I'm into, but a cheat code whenever you have a project and you don't have, like, any of the songs don't really give you intro, or like, you don't, like, they're not speaking to intro, it's just I'm finding some like audio, like online, I don't know, like a JFK speech or something, like just something that like has some connection to maybe the title or some type of through
and
line,
then put
and making that the intro.
I get it
Because people think that's cool. Number one.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then
Skitty
2,
things are definitely.
it like removes the pressure,
The song President Carter.
because
Mm.
I love that
I
song.
love that song.
Shout out to JFK. He was doing his thing on that.
You know what's funny? The thing when you said speech, the song that came in my head was No Profanity by Pooh Shiesty on the
I'm dead.
on the Judas to the Black Messiah album.
Two
Because
completely different
yeah,
energies, vibes,
but he doesn't
definitions of
cuss in the song.
speech.
That's why it's called No Profanity. He doesn't cuss in the song. He does really well. And he was like, man, I just did this whole song with no profanity. And I was like,
He used for profanity? Look at Shiesty.
Boy.
It's PSAT words.
And the song is cold, bro. Like, and it's like the
Please
way he
don't
come
get out
in,
of
he's
jail and
like,
shoot me for
we
that. It was a joke.
gotta, and the way Fred Hampton is like, his
Lighten
speech
up.
is like crazy. He's like, and we gotta, and we gonna struggle. We gotta fight with them in order for them to know some peace, because that's all they know. They some warmongering megalomaniacs who ain't got. Bro, he was spitting. I'm talking
That's all
about,
Fred
and we
Hampton
go,
did.
he's like, and we gotta fight with him, and we gotta struggle with him in order to make something happen. Then the beat drop, and I'm like, yo, like it's so crazy. Y'all gotta listen to the song.
Yeah,
listen.
I'm
Fred
look it
Hampton
up.
never
Sure.
missed, not a singular time.
That album was really good. There was
Yeah,
because there was
Messiah,
what it looked like, what it feels like. The song with Polo G, Dirk had a song.
Dirk's song is amazing.
Both of Herbo's songs was
Yeah.
always popping out all black. Like for the
Did
spring
you listen to
song.
Black Messiah soundtrack? It's really good.
It's
It is.
great.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna add
it's
to that.
probably my
It's-
favorite
it's-
soundtrack this side of Black Panther 1.
It's like,
Oh.
ooh,
Yeah, like
ooh.
I'm
When did the
looking
first
forward to-
Creed album come out?
I'm looking forward. Oh man,
Because
Hold on.
that definitely came out before Black Panther.
yeah, the first Creed came out before Black Panther.
But that album was like
Yeah,
the
it
last
was-
movie
it was
album.
it.
I was like,
Um,
yeah, nah, this is great.
I'm not even like a stan or super fan of this person, but I just feel like we talk about the culture so much on here. I just have to acknowledge it's gonna already be out by the time y'all get this. But Rihanna really dropping a single.
I'm
Like,
gonna cry. I'm staying up
Yeah.
till
midnight, like we
Absolutely.
really getting a Rihanna
No-
single.
no
like
cap.
Black
I sent a
Panther.
tweet that said
Riri is coming back.
we are witnessing how Rihanna realized how expensive babies are in real time.
That's funny,
She
bro.
was
Like,
nah, I got to get back to work.
bro, Black
I'm
Panther
so
really
excited.
got her to pop back out. Like,
That's
I love it.
if she was gonna pop up for anything, I
well, yeah,
support
it is.
her doing
It
it for
is the
this.
perfect thing.
It
to-
is very fair.
I'm
But
not
there's so many
expecting this to
people
be a
coming
real
out, too.
comeback. Yeah, Drake and 21 pushed their date back because 40 got.
Drake stayed pushing the album back.
Yeah, he said 40 got COVID, and so he got to rest up before he finished.
But
mixing.
okay, he got COVID when you're supposed to drop it
Did
on
Drake-
Friday anyway. Why are you just now?
Because one thing I've been realizing,
They be procrastinating.
is not only do I knew they'd be procrastinating, I didn't realize when you have that machine behind you how much you can procrastinate because the game shifted. It used to be a time where like your album needed to be done months before because they had to press all the CDs and
Yeah.
ship it. Now that they don't do that as much, but people are submitting their album the day it comes out.
That's crazy.
Like if it's dropping at midnight, people are submitting it like to like the DAW or whatever, like 7:59, and they're like,
That's a wild.
and the labels just can expedite all of those processes and all.
Yeah.
But like, they're really like last minute with it these days.
That's
so
crazy.
Well, that needs to
he
be
said
better.
40 was mixing it, caught COVID, so now it's November 4th. It's her lost day.
Dang it.
Yeah. So
Why is
I'm
he trying to
excited
drop
to
the
hear
day
it.
I'm trying to drop? I'm not
The
dropping November
deluxe
4th.
for
I'm
the
dropping
melodic
November 12th.
blue.
yeah, I'm
I had
for
no
that.
idea he was supposed to know. I'm like,
He
dang.
literally just posted it today. I was like, okay, King.
I'm sure these songs gonna be fire. I'm
Okay.
very excited for that.
I'm dropping November 11th. That really I'm dropping November 11th. November 11th is Money's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Money's
When
dead.
it comes.
Money has passed away.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, I didn't know if you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you still can say happy birthday.
I know, and it's also Noah's birthday. So my homie's birthday, who was actually alive, I'm definitely.
You know, we should just
I
cut
should
this
cut
episode.
that nigga Mike off. Y'all
We
know.
gonna cut that out.
Y'all already know who I am, man. You already know you can find me, the villain.5390 on IG, the Goon of June on TikTok, RP Lyons on Twitter. I know I say it all the time, but it's really coming soon. They're all gonna be one name very soon. But for now, it's still all those different names.
You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Ashton Gates with 2 S's.
You know, you can follow me at _skip to my shoe everywhere. If you want to follow my producer page, you can follow me at prod by ck.tv. That is me.
And with that being said, we follow the podcast, YSO Podcast on Instagram, YSO_podcast on Twitter, TikTok coming soon. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe, click the notification bell so you tapped in. You Speak Out Podcast. You already know what it is, how it is, where it is, who it is, why it is, how it is.
What else could you need to know?
Bye, y'all.
I really hope my fantasy teams don't fail me this week.